Hi, everybody. Welcome to Breakfast All Day. Matt, Christy, Alonso.
Hi. Before we start, can we just acknowledge the fact that we now live in a world where Parasite is the best picture of the year?
Yes.
Can we talk about Oscar night really quickly before we begin our film reviews?
Sure. Yes, absolutely. Damn it. Right when I'm ready to completely just always discount the Oscars and never think they matter, sometimes they get it right.
Every once in a while, the best picture of the year actually wins best picture. Where were you guys on Sunday night watching the Oscars?
Living room. Yeah, I did take Dave to urgent care earlier in the day for an eye infection thing. So I was like catching up on TiVo when we got home. So it really wasn't until like the last couple of awards that I was sort of caught up with live TV.
It truly is Hollywood's biggest night. Yes.
I was at home. Yeah, I was at home. We went out to dinner at one point, but they had it on at the restaurant. And then I went home.
Okay. Did anybody at your restaurant care about the Oscars?
Not really.
No. Okay.
No.
We were at a friend's party at a loft downtown where they had a little ballot situation going on, and I won. Which feels a bit like insider trading. It feels a little unfair.
Yeah.
My award was like one of those like fake Oscars and a box of Girl Scout cookies.
Nice.
Which
what kind of
Do-si-dos.
Ooh.
Not my favorite. It's
Not Samoa's.
Not
but,
Samoa's, I was going to say, but still
Thin
good.
mints are the best.
Anyway, no, Samoa's.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, it was a great, exciting night, and I'm really happy. It kept getting better.
Absolutely. I mean, I will continue to discount the Academy Awards in future years, but I have to acknowledge every so often, Moonlight, this, like they picked the right one.
One of the things that I saw, one of the superlatives was that Bong Joon-ho, sorry, now is tied for the most Oscars won in a single night.
Yeah, with Walt Disney.
That's great.
All right, let's talk about the photograph, shall we?
Yes, photograph.
Yes. So this is a new film from Stella Meghie, who wrote and directed an indie film I love that nobody saw called Gina the Joneses, and then also did
Everything with Amandla Stenberg, one of those beautiful sick teenager movies.
I was going to call it Everybody, but
Everybody. I heard that in the car on the way here.
Oh, go figure.
I actually heard that song in the car.
So who wants to describe the photograph?
I will, sure. Okay, so Lakeith Stanfield is a reporter for, is it a newspaper or a magazine? I think whatever this fictional...
The Republic. We never see...
I think it's a magazine.
It could just be a website for all we know.
It could be a website. That's true. He's a reporter. He goes down to the New Orleans area to do a story about that part of the country and how it is recovering from Katrina. And he meets a guy who had worked in the oil fields for a long time and then gets caught up in his story about his lost love when he begins looking at pictures from decades ago. And it kind of jumps back and forth in time between Lakeith Stanfield meeting up with Issa Rae, who is the daughter of the photographer that he's now on a new story about. Now his story has changed.
Right.
He's got Chelsea Peretti is his editor. She must be very lenient to allow him to just keep changing his story as it goes along.
Yeah, Issa Rae is the daughter of the woman who the Louisiana guy had been in love with.
Right, and
she's in a picture.
She's passed away right before the movie, and we see that Issa Rae's character, May, has gotten a couple of letters, one of which says, please read this. She gets a note that says, please read this before you give the other letter to your father. And the movie goes back and forth in
the two stories.
It's mysterious.
Yeah, it's mysterious.
As to what really happened. But it's like these two different romances. It's the one that is blossoming between Lakeith Stanfield's character, Michael, and between Issa Rae's character, May. And then what happened with the mom growing up and leaving Louisiana and becoming her own person. And it is so good. It is so lovely and beautifully acted, gorgeously shot. I love the score. I want to look up who the composer is.
Oh, yeah, the score is amazing.
I love the score. I love the costume.
And the song choices, too.
I remember when we reviewed the first 50 Shades of Grey movie, and you talked about how like that soundtrack was like great sex music.
Yeah.
This soundtrack is great sex music.
Robert Glasper is the composer, and it's a really jazzy score which fits so well with both the New York setting and the New Orleans setting, and it swells in all the right places in all the right ways.
But it's not overpowering the way like Terrence Blanchard's scores sometimes get. Right?
It's not. No.
But it also has really good just music choices too at some of the parties and some of the stuff's going on. This movie is a delight, and as much as I hate using that word, this movie's terrific. I loved every minute of it. It kept going in places I wasn't really sure where it was going to go. I leaned over to you and asked you a question, which I kind of thought from the very beginning.
I think that part's kind of obvious.
It is. But all of the cast is terrific in this. The guy that plays Isaac is really good.
Rob Morgan?
Rob Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Yeah, he's terrific. Wasn't he also in Just Mercy?
Yes.
Right, he was in Just Mercy. And he was in the Marvel shows on Netflix as the Turk character.
Right, yes.
I love to see that he's getting more work, and he just is terrific in this. This is such a moving film about love and loss and yet hope and
about like mothers and daughters and about like the impact that parents have on their children's lives and sort of breaking cycles but at the same time it's also this like one of those movies where like everybody has a great job and lives in an incredible huge New York apartment and
they have amazing coats.
The first time that Issa
Beautiful
Rae
gowns.
comes on screen, she's wearing this gorgeous like really modern patterned like brown coat, and Alonso leans over to me and grabs my arm. He's like, oh, the coat, because it's really sexy and stylish, and but this movie is also about like work versus love, and like being at a point in your life where it's like, do I take this gig that could be life changing, or do I follow my heart? Because they're all like early 30s.
Yes,
and they're all at a place where they're not totally settled, and there's still like mountains to climb, and what do you choose?
Life work balance.
Right, and they have amazing chemistry with each other, and I love seeing Lakeith Stanfield in a romantic role.
They're great.
They're so great, and I was thinking about how this is such a different role for him when you look at the parts that have put him on the map, and it's really like daring, challenging, weird little indie stuff between Short Term 12 and Sorry to Bother You,
Crown
and even
Heights, Get Out,
even like his supporting role in Knives Out,
Right.
Although that's a more like a mainstream film, but this is like a traditional leading man role. He's sexy as hell. He's charismatic. The two of them have amazing chemistry with each other.
Right, and Issa Rae is too. She is a
totally.
knockout in this movie.
Her smiles, just. She has that thing that like movie stars have, where she just
high wattage.
I don't want to be that like, oh, she lights up, but like it is this extraordinary thing, and the two of them have amazing chemistry. Like, I would love to see them solve mysteries or something, like I would love to see them. I would love to see them
like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes, totally, or like the Thin Man.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, Thin Man.
Because they're incredibly charming together.
Yeah.
But this movie, like I can see people watching it over and over again because of the lovely surface stuff and the romance. But I think there's a lot happening.
There is a lot happening, and the other thing I really liked about this is that first dating scene. And as they're talking to each other and establishing their relationship, there's just the right amount of awkwardness. Like you can see, and both Ray and Stanfield are so good at showing that they're feeling awkward and nervous, but trying not to show it.
Right.
And I was just blown away by this. And the stuff, the flashback scenes are also really, really good. And it feels, in spite of like the fact that they're living in these amazing apartments. It feels really grounded in a way. And I just couldn't, I kind of didn't want this movie to end.
Yeah.
And that's a rare thing. I also want to really quickly point out what I said to you after the movie. It's like the minor Get Out reunion.
Lil Rel Howery. I was about to say
Rel's
there's a deep cast here, like Shantae Adams, who's so good. She was in the Roxanne movie.
Now, I would never buy that Lil Rel Howery and Lakeith Stanfield are actually brothers.
Well,
also Kelvin Harrison Jr., Tiana Paris, who is so good in Dear White People. Yeah, Lil Rel. Chelsea
Courtney
Peretti.
B. Vance.
Courtney B.
Where
Vance.
has Courtney B. Vance been? Has he been like on some TV show for decades that I've been watching?
He's
or
been on Law and Order on and off, I thought.
Has he? I also want to mention, since this is something that Alonso, you commented on as we were walking out, as we were raving about all the technical stuff that we like so much. The cinematographer is Mark Schwartzbard, and we have talked several times about like knowing how to light black faces.
Yes,
everyone is radiantly beautiful in this, and New York is beautiful. It's like, but it feels rooted in some realistic challenges of New York, like trying to get a cab or like having to get in the subway when there's a storm or, you know, getting across town. But still, it's
but it isn't. But it isn't about getting a cab when you're black. Like
Right.
this movie never gets into the thing of like you know, you see them driving in the South and you think, oh God, are we going to get that scene where they get pulled over? And it's not. The movie is not about that. And not that those issues aren't real and pressing, but this movie is choosing to focus on other things.
Right. It
It's
does
a
feel a little
romance.
bit like the same New York that we saw in When Harry Met Sally. Like that could be that same New York. Like it, but that's okay. That's not what it's about. This is a terrific love story. It's a terrific family story. It's a terrific not necessarily coming of age, but finding yourself story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of can't say enough
right.
good stuff about this
I'm so
movie.
surprised at how good it is because they showed it to us on a Wednesday before it opened of like Valentine's week. There's a lot of Valentine's Day-ish movies this week, different kinds of romances, but
This is a great one.
this
to go.
is
Yeah.
really great. So I'm saying 8.8.
Did I also say that?
You said 8.7.
8.7. Okay.
And Matt, you said 9.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys hate this movie so much.
Yeah.
I said 9.
All right, so our number is an 8.8. I don't know where. I don't think it has a tomato meter number yet.
I think the embargo
Not my
lifted this
problem.
morning at 9.
Again,
so.
like you guys did not need to hide this movie from us.
Yeah,
we
Universal,
could
come
have been
on.
out there early
Yeah,
and
what the
often
hell?
singing the praises of the photograph. so.
Totally. But yeah, check this one out for sure. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've been getting some lovely comments from folks who are just now finding us from the old What the Flick days.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. You know, like we rely
Or
on
make
you
some
guys
friends and then tell
to be our street team on this. So do let people know. You can follow us on social media at BeFastAllDay and visit us at Patreon.com.
The Twitters.
Yes. Patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. That's where we're doing our TV recaps. We're talking about HBO's The Outsider and McMillions. And we do other fun stuff there as well that's exclusive to our members. So check that out. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.